Hello investors and welcome back to Just Randy Stocks. During this video I want to talk about the exciting future that is in additive manufacturing, also known as AD. There's also some serious consolidation happening in this area, so I'll be covering a little bit of that. So 3 topics for this video. I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison. I selected some stocks from the ARK Invest portfolio that was in the top 10. I'm going to share that with you. Number 2, I'm going to go through and give you an update on Desktop Metals. Since I spoke about it last, it has started to creep to its 52-week low. So I want to give you an update and my thoughts on that. Then I'm going to do a little deeper dive in the one stock that I selected out of that side-by-side comparison and tell you why this 3D printing company has the best numbers in the industry and why I believe they're a buy. Now, of course, all statements made during this video are for entertainment purposes only. Make sure you always do your own due diligence before making investments. Just some advice. Buy for the future, not tomorrow. 3D printing, I believe we have some clear leaders, and I'll tell you who I believe they are. Desktop Metals, of course, has the potential to be incredibly impactful in the industry, but I believe this is still a new industry, and these growth stocks, they're going to take some time to really show investors some value. So let's not delay any further, and let's get straight into the video. In this side-by-side comparison, I got these tickers from the top 10 of ARK Invest and did a little table with just 5 in here. They had to be part of the top 10 of ARK Invest from a percentage standpoint. So, and they had to be under $30, within a $30 range or below. And I selected these 5, and then in these columns I tried to select 2 in green just to pick the top 2. And I did highlight the fact that Desktop Metals is doing an acquisition with X1 company. So pretty much if you're betting on Desktop Metals or you have a reason to buy them, you're pretty much getting this one too. But I think it's important just to understand the industry, what's in the top 10 of the ARK Invest portfolio, and some of the numbers. So current share prices, you can see I was looking for something that was close to the 52-week low, just as a value play. So I wanted to understand the price in relationship of the 52-week high. And I only highlighted one green. Desktop Metals, I still believe this is a play, even with the potential lawsuit with X1, and we'll talk a little bit about that. I still believe this is a buy. I believe they can get through the lawsuit. Then the next 2 I highlighted were, I was looking for high volume numbers. So these were the top 2 high volume. Then market cap, I'm looking for a big market cap number. Also the trailing 12 months earnings per share. I'm looking at these 2. And then 52-week low. The highest numbers in the 52-week low, these 2 got a green mark. And then 52-week high, I want the top 2 numbers for 52-week high. The trailing 12 months revenue number, $617 million for 3D Systems, $61 billion for HP, and then we've got operating income for the trailing 12 months. We've got the lowest numbers being in X1 and HP, and then finally the gross profit. I'm also looking for the largest number there, and we've got 3D Systems and $11 billion for HP. So when we're done, after we're finished looking at this, I just went through and I counted up the number of green highlights, and HP Incorporated obviously got the most, and I believe this is a stable stock and something that you could invest in if it was to get at a target level and you wanted to hold on to this. But you could see by the 52-week high price, there's going to be you'll have to have something pretty major happen to see this go up in price. So I focused on the next one that had the most, and Desktop Metals acquiring X1, it kind of eliminated that one. So I went with 3D Systems, and I want to tell you more about this company and why it really stands out and has the best numbers. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So quick update on Desktop Metals. Of course, most of you already know that they acquired X1 company on Wednesday as they announced their earnings. They also released the news that they did this acquisition, so they announced both at the same time, which was good news. because their earnings didn't turn out all that great. Now, this was an important acquisition for them because X1 Company was their direct competitor for using binder jetting technology, and this is only the fastest tech for 3D production printing out there. And the company expects this acquisition to accelerate the adoption of additive manufacturing for mass production. Shortly after the acquisition, a lawsuit was followed. An investigation started on potential claims against the board of directors of X1 Company for possible breaches of duty and other violations of federal and state law in connection with the agreement. There's allegations of failure in the process, that Desktop Metal is paying too little for the company. For example, the deal consideration is well below the 52-week high of $66 for the company shares. Now, what do I think is going to happen with this investigation? I don't believe it's going to stop the acquisition from going through completely. There could be some kind of fine. So finally, and last topic, let's cover 3D Systems, this company that I'm really excited about, and you're going to understand why. Hopefully you already know about them. If you don't, stay tuned. Shares of 3D Systems soared 21% on Tuesday after the 3D printing company delivered strong second quarter results. 3D Systems revenue jumped 44% year over year to $162.6 million, fueled by robust growth in its healthcare segment and a rebound from its industrial business from its lows during the early stages of the pandemic. So CEO Jeff Graves said in a press release, "We believe the performance is a result of our exclusive focus on additive manufacturing, bringing together our printers, materials, software technologies to solve specific key customer applications that drive market adoption in both healthcare and specific industrial markets, such as semiconductors, space systems, and advanced transportation systems." Now, during the pandemic, a lot of businesses had to get laser focused and pivot to aggressive cost savings measures. 3D Systems adjusted their purpose statement to be leaders in enabling additive manufacturing solutions for applications in growing markets that demand high reliability products. They also put together a 4-phase plan to enable that vision. They reorganized into 2 business units. They restructured to gain efficiencies. They divested non-core assets. And finally, they invested for future growth, expansion of facilities, and they hired a chief technology officer, David Lee. So let me add just a little bit more color to this company for you. Half of the company's revenue comes from the healthcare industry, and in the future they plan on printing human organs. And Chuck Hull's focused on this. Topics like reconstructive treatment, like breast, being able to print these in a 3D machine, the supply for tissue, cadavers, huge shortage, and many people waiting and some dying because of these organ transplants not being able to take place. So their doctors are starting to understand that they're able to customize products for implants and reduce the healing time. The regenerative medicine market, basically the company's been working with United Therapeutics, and they're starting to discover these spin-off type technologies, laboratory presence, where they're starting to get into these research labs and pharmaceutical labs. So with these pharmaceutical consumables. So last thing I want to close you with is who has the best numbers in the 3D printing industry. I want you to listen to this, but first I'll just cap it off. $500 million in revenue. This company will be profitable by the end of the year. Strong cash from operations, $500 in cash, 0 debt, and projected 50% margins by the end of the year. This is the time to get in on this stock. I'll leave you with this little audio bite from the earnings call.
Of our divestitures in the third quarter, we will have the strongest financial profile in our industry. We will be a roughly $500 million revenue, profitable company with strong cash generation from operations and an outstanding balance sheet with approximately $500 million of cash and no debt. This profile is unique in our industry and positions us well to invest in exciting organic growth, including expansion of our development infrastructure and technology teams having unique talents that are demonstrating daily new applications of this exciting manufacturing technology for our customers the world over. We are also in an excellent position to execute on strategic growth opportunities that will support our long-term objective to reach sustainable double-digit revenue growth, gross profit margins of 50%, and adjusted EBITDA margins of 20%. We believe that with our focus, scale, profitability, and balance sheet, we are very well positioned to continue to succeed in this exciting growth industry of additive manufacturing.
Okay, honestly, if you made it this far, the key word is lion. Put that in the comments below. You and I can have a good laugh.